It seems as though every time you open YouTube now, there is another podcast where there's a bunch of dudes sat in front of a bunch of women and they're just hurling insults back and forth at each other. And it's just cringe to see, man. It really is. And then the guy would grab the mic and he'd start insulting one of the girls. You're a bitch, you're a hoe, you're this and that, and you're going to die alone. And it's just corny, man. You're 35 years old. You're swearing at an 18-year-old girl, insulting her. And yeah, she's decided to live a life that maybe you don't agree with. But seeing that kind of content, and everyone's doing it nowadays as well. Everybody who happens to live in a hot climate grabs a couple of mics, decides to start his own podcast where all it is the same shit repeated over and over again. Just a bunch of dudes sat in front of a bunch of girls insulting each other. Corny. Absolutely corny. And I think a lot of guys, unfortunately, look at these videos and they're like, yeah, tell them, yeah. They feel somehow uplifted when they see one of the guys insult a woman. And look, I would also agree that some of the ways that they decide to live their lives do not align with my core values. Absolutely not. But what happened to being a gentleman? You can speak with somebody in such a manner to where you can still earn their respect without insulting them. You can. Now, I know some people are very difficult to talk to. I understand that. However, if somebody does not want to listen, you just withdraw yourself. You no longer entertain the conversation. Now, I personally would never have a podcast like that anyways, where I sit in front of a bunch of women and I say, you're a hoe, you're going to hell. There's no point. It's cringe, bro. I'm aware that people are going to decide to live life differently. Not everybody will live life the same way. Some people are going to be putting more of an emphasis on family. Other people are going to be putting more emphasis on money and being independent. And a lot of it boils down to trauma. It really does during childhood. As much as it's going to sound like I'm supporting these women, I'm not. I don't believe that promoting yourself on, platforms such as OnlyFans is a good thing, personally speaking. I'm not going to get in your way. If you're a woman watching this and you're like, I want to do it, go ahead. However, deep down inside, I do believe that a lot of these women don't really want to be doing this. I'm not saying all of them. It's just my personal opinion. A lot of them don't really want to be doing this, but a lot of trauma in their life led them to this point. Okay? However, what I wanted to talk about in this video, fellas, is the way you carry yourself when it comes to speaking with women. A lot of guys, if they get rejected by a girl, they'll start insulting her. You're a bitch anyways, you're a hoe. And what that makes you look like is somebody in denial. You assume every woman is going to get on with you. No, you're not everybody's cup of tea. You're not. Some women are going to enjoy being with you, and they will entertain the conversation to begin with. And some will just look at you like, nah, see, he's not for me. And that's okay, bro. Doesn't mean you're an ugly bastard. It just means you're not her cup of tea. Now, if you are an overweight son of a bitch and your haircut looks awful, then you could change to certain things, okay? There is an element of that. However, even if you're extremely handsome, some women are going to look at you and think, well, actually, he's not for me. Now, there is a general sort of consensus. So there are men out there, for example, such as Brad Pitt, that I would say most women look at and think, oh, he's very attractive. Okay, so before somebody comments down below, so what you're saying is, relax. I understand that the majority of women will look at men like Brad Pitt and, what's that guy's name? Aquaman. The dude with the long hair. I forgot his name. He's a good looking guy. Tall, muscular, great hair, right? So there are men that most women can unanimously agree, to be good looking guys. But in general, you're not going to be every woman's cup of tea, and that's all right, bro. Don't react in a manner that makes you look emotional like that, like you're in denial, like you haven't come to terms with reality. And it justifies that woman's reason for not dealing with you anyways. Because now she's thinking, oh, look at this fucking overreacting kid. Thank fuck. Imagine me dealing with him. You know, so they feel a sense of relief. If you start insulting a woman, you might think it makes you look empowered, like an alpha male. I've put her in her place. I've told her she was a bitch, and nah, she's laughing at you behind your back with the girls, bro. She is. So don't be conducting yourself in that way. You know what? Totally understand that. Not everybody has good taste. You can even be cheeky with it, right? And then that's it. Don't insult her. The moment you resort to insults is the moment you've lost. And if you're having a conversation that becomes heated with a girl, don't start raising your voice and shouting over her, because once again, you've lost. That means you can't orchestrate yourself in such a manner where you're calm and composed and collected. It means that you can only win if you raise your voice, and that's scary to women, by the way. If you start shouting at a woman and your face starts wrinkling, you're getting wrinkled up and shit, you know, she's going to think to herself, fucking hell, this guy is about to get violent with me. Hey, look, sometimes you got to give people the victory of being wrong. They may be wrong about something. Give them that victory. Let them feel like they're right. All right. Oh, is that how it is? You know what? Fair enough. I think that's the case then, yeah. Wow. You know? Don't sit there arguing a point with somebody that doesn't want to be enlightened, because there are people that have closed minds, that don't want to be enlightened, that have a fixed mindset, not a growth mindset. Now, I'm a very open-minded person. I am open to changing my beliefs, because I may very well be wrong about a lot of things. And I'm open because I know it will help me grow. If I think I know everything, I won't grow. And I'll start going backwards. But if I'm like, oh, tell me more, why is that the case? Really? Wow, I never knew that. You know, I'm genuinely interested. If someone could show me a new idea, a new concept, or correct a belief that I thought was true for so many years, and explain why. Now, I may disagree in the beginning, and I may be right at the end, but I'm open. I'm open to that dialogue. And whenever somebody gets overreactive and they start shouting, getting angry, you know that they can't justify their point. That's why they're getting angry. If you started off having a calm and collected conversation with somebody about something, and then they raise their voice and they start shouting and insulting you, then they can't hold a conversation together. They can't articulate themselves in a respectful manner and put their point across. No, they're probably panicking, and as a result of them panicking, they now start to insult you. Well, no, you just don't understand, you're stupid, you know. It's like, well, I'm open to having this conversation, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But you don't seem to be able to put together your words in such a manner to convince me of your opinion. So instead, what you're resulting in doing is insulting me, which makes you look childish. Okay? So going back to what I was saying earlier, respectful. Completely understand, that's perfectly fine. And I've spoken about breakups as well. When a girl breaks up with you, don't start insulting her, because the reality is you were with her for 3 years, maybe 4 years. So she wasn't a horrible human being. Otherwise you wouldn't have got into a relationship with her from the beginning. So there were good qualities about her, but things changed. And in that instance, you agree with her decision. Okay, I respect your decision. I obviously wanted this to go further, and I had plans for us to work this out, but it seems like you have other ideas. It was a pleasure knowing you. I wish you the very best, and good luck. And it's hard to say that when you really want something with this person. It almost feels like you're lying, right? But you conduct yourself with class. You wish her good luck, and you keep moving. And you are going to be far more memorable to her in that case than the guy that insulted her. Because the guy that insulted her and insulted her family and everything, he's the guy that she won't regret losing. She just won't. Now, I'm not saying you say this so that she can regret you, no. But it's far more impressionable on somebody when you're respectful. It almost surprises a lot of girls as well, because a lot of girls expect that, you're a bitch, you're a hoe. They expect that. So when you're not like that, they think, oh, damn, maybe I made a mistake. This guy is a great guy. Now, she has her reasons for leaving, and she could be justified. You could have been a soft, soft fucking Mr. Nice Guy who had no boundaries, nothing, allowed her to walk all over him, and maybe she was right to leave you. But regardless, conduct yourself with class. All right? So I just wanted to add my 2 cents on that, really, because I see all these videos and I cringe. All these red people, no, you're a hoe, you're a bitch. It's like, bro, you don't need to speak like that. You don't. There was that very famous debate where Jordan Peterson spoke to that British journalist, that lady. I don't know what her name was. Anyways, I remember that very famous scene where he just broke down one of her points so eloquently, without insulting her, just with words, with statistics. Beautiful to see. So learn from people like Jordan Peterson. All right. With that being said, thanks for watching this video, fellas. Apologies if I sound a bit tired. I'm fasting today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, comment down below as well. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.